Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the Indigenous Wisdom for the Earth series. I'm here today with Anne Marie Chomat, who we met last year back in July, and she has a very exciting update for us that I wanted to bring forward and make sure that we got to share it in the month of March during International Women's Day events. Anne, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself a bit to those who haven't seen you the first time and perhaps share what's going on?
Yeah, so thank you so much, Tara, for bringing me on again. And I think a big part or a part of our team in Guatemala will be joining us as well. And I'm really excited for that. Yes, I've been working in Guatemala for the last 13 years now, really co-creating spaces with local Indigenous women there. Just creating safe spaces for them of women supporting other women, mostly through circles. And this project has been just growing and blossoming every year. And I've just been trying to keep up and learn the skills that I need to keep to support everyone as I can. And that's a little bit about me. And yeah, I would love to give you an update. Since we spoke, we've brought on 10 new leaders. I think we were in the process of bringing 10 new leaders on, and just these beautiful women who've now started circles in their own communities and have more women join. So our work is expanding in just very inspiring ways to me, watching these women just take off. And with that, something that has been beautiful to witness this year is, I think we spoke about last year, just the dream and how women have been just dreaming is something that they're scared to do because they just don't have so often the opportunity to see their dreams come to being. And in my time working with them, I've seen them just start realizing that maybe they can start one little step at a time. And this year, something beautiful has happened, is that they have actually named a very concrete project, which is an incredible dream that they want to be able to bring to their communities. It's one of the women who is one of our leaders who spoke to it first, and it just has resonated with everyone and ourselves as well. And so it's now what we're trying to bring forth this year as a little experiment to see how we can pull it together. But it's called Casa de la Legria, House of Joy. And what it is really is just a convergence, a meeting place, a physical place where women can come together. The leaders managed together by these leaders, and where they can invite women to come and have circles, where women from the community can just stop by and bring their materials to weave together, embroider together. They're hoping to have a little community garden where they can have demonstrations of how to have a little medicinal herb garden or vegetables that they can grow in their homes. And also where they provide training to other women and support other women, and then also support women who are with greatest need in their community. So have a refuge for women who need a place to go if they're just having, problems at home, experiencing violence, or just need to get away for whatever reason, to have a place they can go and be supported. And we're also creating a little pilot also of how can we support girls whose moms have left to go work in the north, who've migrated mostly to the United States. There are a few mothers in the communities where we work who have left their children behind to try to provide for them. And so we are hoping to be able to strengthen that, of having each circle take on one of these girls and have a collective motherhood for them and support for them as they grow. So this space is just this beautiful concept that we've been doing circles in different places, but to actually have a physical place that women can call their own and just have whatever they dream of doing, exchanges, have a little shop there for their products, it's big for them. And for us as well, to have a community center. There's no places of convergence for these women other than the river, where they'll sometimes get together to wash their clothes, or so yeah. That's our
Yeah.
project this year.
Oh, that sounds so amazing, because yeah, absolutely. Having a place that's, you can go and be in union with other people and have that connection and have that place of safety. And it's a place where you can be creative and be a little more free, opposed to other areas where you can't express yourself as easily. And I think that's so important. It sounds absolutely amazing. And I'm so eager to meet these women who dreamed up this idea that I completely forgot to mention your organization. And it's Buena Semilla, the good seed, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
So I do want to remind our network that they have a website. We have links to it on our page as well. You can check it out, learn more about the project. And there's also, I believe, an exciting event coming up on the week of the 15th of March. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, and just speaking about the semilla, the seed, that's a symbol that's been so important to us, of just sprouting seeds everywhere we go, and just good intentions for life and for life to flourish. When you have a physical space that you can actually plant your dreams on, suddenly it just becomes a lot more real, that you can actually make things happen. Yeah. So yeah, we are every year we run a campaign for our project in Guatemala during International Women's Month. So right now we're actively campaigning, and this year feels a little bit different to us because, well, two things. One is we're expanding. These women are just bringing on new women and new leaders, and it's becoming too much for any one of us to hold. And so I'm increasingly trying to really call on the global collective to see how can we support these women. It's not just the women of Guatemala, it's all the women of the global South who are like us, like women everywhere, trying to rise up and find their voice and see how can they contribute to the world we all want. But then these women who are also facing the oppressions of colonization and are on the bottom side of capitalism, and how can we, so yeah, these women just speak for women everywhere who are in their position of extreme poverty, and how can we support these women together. And so this campaign, we're trying to find ways of really sparking of movement of women, supporting women, so we can all rise up together, recognizing that even though we might seem so far away, we might never have heard of Guatemala before, or it just might seem so remote, that we are so interconnected and interrelated, like the tree systems, like the mycelium, the mushrooms, we're tied to them in just millions of threads that we don't even realize. Going back when Christopher Columbus came, and just thinking about how the role of the indigenous people of the Americas in helping Europe emerge from the Dark Ages into the Enlightenment and the flourishing of the society that came from that of Europe. It really rested very intimately with what they were getting from the Americas and indigenous people. And this has set our whole world today is based on that and we're interrelated within the system of consumerism, and so I've really come to believe it's very hard for these women to rise up if we don't all rise up together and find ways to overcome the boundaries and the kind of the ceilings, the glass ceilings that we all have. So that's one of the things that we're really trying to put a lot of thought into, of how to create structures of support that benefit all of them. Because then my second point is we really would like to build systems of reciprocity. My working in Guatemala and with these women for the last 13 years has absolutely turned my life upside down. It's changed me completely, has shifted my perspectives, has opened my eyes, has completely transformed me. I've been in this process of unlearning and decolonization that will probably go on forever. But I owe it to these women, and I don't think they'll ever realize how profound this has been on my life. Just their presence, especially because they don't believe that they have much to contribute, because that's what they've grown up thinking for generations. And reciproc, the reverse is also just how us all getting together and just creating spaces, just the role of women like me who just listen to them and witness them and say, my gosh, you're amazing. Can you teach me this? Or your story, I just can't believe you did this. I have some problems, but look, you have this, I don't know how you've overcome that. And just this space of seeing one another is incredible for the women on both sides, I think. And so we're very interested this year of creating these spaces of reciprocity where we can start, more than anything to start off with, start listening to the voices of the South, because they don't often speak and we don't often hear them. And so we're trying to create several spaces where we're just speaking more, stepping out and speaking more, and where the women are speaking more. And we're very excited to be starting a six-day journey next Tuesday on the 15th, ending on spring equinox, this day that symbolizes equilibrium. And we are, and so it'll end with, on the spring equinox, with an intention to, how can we come into greater equilibrium as women, as a women's movement, of stopping from being up and down to just acknowledging that the earth turns. We're always turning, and this is maybe a more valuable way to be able to just all be in relationship together and learn and get to where we really, I think, need to get. So many of us are feeling that we would love to create a different way of being on this planet. And I just love, Tree Sisters' philosophy of just becoming a restorative species. And I think what I'm speaking about is so much aligned with that as well, of how can we all care for one another and for our earth and the next generations. So yes. Yeah, I would love to invite anyone who wants to come to this event. Yeah.
No, absolutely. We were talking a little bit before we started recording about the similarities between what I've seen in Tree Sisters with our groves, which are women's circles, and the things that you come on and describe about the circles you have there. And it's just the connections there. There is a division between the North and the South, but the actual heart-to-heart, what the values, the reciprocity, reverence for the earth, being together, having that coming together, unity between other women, and just finding you're actually a lot stronger than you really thought, or you have a voice when you thought you didn't. Part of our mission is, I think in Claire's words, she always says, Tree Sisters is here to help women remember who and what they are. Yeah. And that comes with a lot of peeling away layers, beliefs, things that kept us back, kept us small. And our groves are circles where women get that space to come together and explore in the exact same way that the groves that, not the groves, but the circles that you are having there in the South are just really, it's going to blossom. I've been reading the quotes on your website, and I'm so inspired to see, the percent of women who are saying that they feel better, they were able to solve problems much easier now, and they don't feel alone, and they have a voice. It's such a beautiful thing, and I was really hoping we could do a North-South connection with the groves and then your groups. And then maybe this is a starting point, maybe just coming to this event and letting some of our audience see what's going on. Because I believe 2 of them are live events where there's going to be an opening and a closing ceremony.
The closing will be live events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the ceremony it'll be a ceremony. There'll be a very small component of a Maya ceremony. We'll be joined by Maya's spiritual leader, who's also a psychologist. She carries both hats, and she'll be joining us. Yeah, and you made something. You were mentioning about how can we all remember who we are, and I just these chains that we carry everywhere, as women of, that's so many generations, and just thinking of these women in Guatemala, it's been such a challenge to say, how can we create a space where you undo 500 years or more of just all you hear is that you're not worth anything, that we don't want you here, we don't want you anywhere. We don't want you to go north, we don't want you to, just how to undo and allow spaces where these women can actually remember, and in a climate where their own spiritualities continues to be discriminated against and sometimes dangerous to practice, for them to step into realizing the value of it is just, and I think sometimes disruptors, like having one of me or one of you, or just plop in there and just to break these cycles, and the other conversely as well, just it's so helpful sometimes to have a disruptor come in and say, wait, let's stop this cycle. And so I think that's where this space of reciprocity could be just incredibly valuable, of just being able to just stop and see things from a different perspective. That the alchemy that happens when you bring things that have never been together sometimes is just maybe can transcend 500 years.
Yes. Oh, I believe it can. I know the situation is a lot more, the culture and the way women are treated in Guatemala are a lot more severe than a lot of the areas in the north, have a little more freedom for women, and certainly in the United States, in the UK as well. But there's still a lot of that being kept small. And, I found for me, it was like realizing that I have permission to have a voice. Was a first step for me to start on the journey and take the tools, that Claire has been offering through Tree Sisters and different teachers we've had on, and realize we all have a voice, we all have gifts to give, and the earth really needs us right now. And so that's why I'm so thrilled and so happy that I got to meet you. And I'm so happy I'm going to get to meet some of the women who just are the heart and soul of what you're doing. And I think
so much
resilience and power, and change can happen.
Yeah, that speaks so much for me as well. I've had to take a break for a bit from being so present in the processes of the leaders in Guatemala, because I realized that I was standing up for their voice and to create spaces where they could find their voice. And I myself was having issues around feeling that I had something to share and that I could speak up. And so I've had to it's been an incredible journey of of just of all of us realizing, just remembering what we're here to say, and that we can say things that are part of what is needed here.
Yes, absolutely. It's an ongoing process. There's always room to grow. There's always room to take another step and to grow into your confidence. And so I'd love to go ahead and meet them. Is it okay if we can bring them in? Or
yes, so I will go ahead and let them know to come on. 1 second. Hola, Sadi.
Hola, Anne Marie, buenas tardes.
Ay, Dios,
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Ahorita les pongo a las mujeres acá. Digan hola, por favor.
Hola, señor. Ana María.
Hola, queridas.
Hola, señor.
Gracias
Sí,
por estar aquí.
Hola, Senia, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, señor. Aquí estamos.
Si gustan, me voy a poner acá y se ponen ustedes atrás de mí, ¿está bien? Que no me voy a quemar el trasero. Bueno, aquí estamos, Anne Marie.
Perfecto.
Vamos a hacer todo lo posible porque estén todas aquí.
Sarah, this is Sadie. She's the local coordinator, and she understands a bit of English.
Hello, it's so nice to meet you.
And then
Nice.
we're accompanied by all of our circle leaders. I don't know if everyone is there, but we have a few, most of them from our Maya area of Guatemala, which is San Juan Ostuncalco. Qué lindo verlas a todas. Aquí está Tera. Tera es una mujer que trabaja por una organización hermosa y que quería conocerlas, entrevistarlas, conocer un poco de su trabajo. ¿Me escuchan?
¿Se escucha?
Sí,
Sí, escuchamos.
que quieren conocer un poco de su trabajo.
Sí,
Ujú. Muy bien, estamos listas.
listas y dispuestas.
Listas y dispuestas. Ya me quiero quitar esto. Aquí estamos listas ya, gracias.
Bueno, entonces voy a dejar la palabra a Tara y voy a hacer las traducciones de una. Bueno,
I would love to just open up for them to share whatever they feel they want to share first. And if you could please translate. And I'm loving that they're in this absolutely beautiful forest area. It's so gorgeous there. And it's such an honor to meet them all. So please let them know that as well.
entonces dice que es tan hermoso conocerlas a todas, que le encanta que estén ahí en el bosque. Es hermoso. Y quería ella empezar solo preguntando las a todas si hay algo que ustedes quieren compartir que les nace del corazón. Solo tiene unas preguntitas después, pero quería saber si tienen algo que quieren compartir ya.
Buenas tardes, señor
Buenas tardes.
Mari, Ana Mari. Ahora aquí estamos con las compañeras y con la señora Sadi. Estamos contentos porque nos ha enseñado varias cosas y estamos trabajando con los grupos y queremos más enseñanza para que aprendan los compañeras. Solamente gracias.
So she was just sharing that she's so happy to meet you, and that she's so happy being there, and so thankful for everything that she's been learning, and that she would love to learn more to share with the other women.
Miriam también quiere compartir algo.
Muy buenas tardes. Yo quiero compartir, gracias por este momento que estamos aquí.
So thank you for this moment that we are here together.
Gracias al escuchar nuestra voz, lo que nosotros tenemos aquí en la comunidad.
Thank you for listening to our voice that we have here in our community.
Estamos aprendiendo con Buena Semilla.
We are learning with Buena Semilla.
Cosas bonitas para nosotros, para querernos a nosotras mismas y para estar bien con nuestra salud.
So we're learning important things with Buena Semilla so that we can take care of ourselves and also be in good health.
Y también es eso lo que estamos compartiendo con las mujeres, lo que hemos aprendido y estamos muy felices.
And this is what we're sharing with all the other women, and we're very happy.
Solamente gracias.
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 Tardes, señora Ana María. Nosotros estamos reunidas acá con las compañeras y con la señora Sadi.
We're meeting today here with all the other women.
Y gracias a ustedes que están enseñando a nosotras por salud mental. Cambio, nosotros ya aprendimos acá con nosotras y con las participantes también en la comunidad ya ayuda mucho. Y a nosotras queremos más apoyo y ayuda acá con nosotras en la comunidad. Solamente gracias.
Isabel is sharing that thank you. We've been learning so much about how to take care of our mental health and how to share that with other women to take care of themselves. And we would love more support here in the community. Gracias, Isabel.
Muy buenas tardes, señor Ana María. Buenas tardes a los que están con ustedes, con usted. Nosotros aquí estamos aquí en el bosquecito, como siempre venimos con la señora Sade a hacer el círculo aquí y estamos muy alegres. Y ¿cómo se llama? Le doy gracias a usted, Ana María, que está luchando para estar en este proyecto, para ayudar a las mujeres en la comunidad. Pues nosotros estamos ayudando, hacemos ¿cómo se llama? Los círculos en las comunidades y gracias a Dios los participantes están contentos que estamos practicando los ejercicios que nos están enseñando. Estamos dando gracias a Dios y a ustedes también y solamente.
Gracias, Doña Julia. She's sharing that they have come to meet together in the woods like they always have. We started doing this during the pandemic and have decided to keep it this way. And yeah, she's just thanking so much all of us, me, for just struggling so much or putting so much into supporting them. And yeah, just how much is appreciated in the community and thanking everyone who's here listening.
Yo creo que todas quieren hablar. ¿Está bien? ¿No hay problema?
Quizás podemos empezar con una pregunta.
Ok, mejor, sí. Muy
Would you
bien.
like to go ahead and ask Tara? Would you like to go ahead with another question?
I would love to know how they feel about the House of Joy. What's the dream for it? When did they, what do they see coming from it? Anything they'd like to share about it?
Ok, entonces le encantaría escuchar un poco el sueño que tienen para este año, para la Casa de la Alegría. Le encantaría escuchar un poco qué es y qué es el sueño, qué es lo que quieren hacer este año ahí.
Buenas tardes, señora Ana María. Me da gusto de verla otra vez y pues nosotros estamos felices, estamos contentas de estar el sueño de la Casa Alegría. Estamos muy felices porque vamos a compartir esos sueños con las mujeres, estar en la Casa Alegría. Me da gusto de ese sueño que tenemos para hacerlo en adelante y queremos que ese sueño que se haga en realidad es de Casa de Alegría para ayudar a las mujeres porque vamos a dar diferentes temas en la Casa Alegría para ayudar a las mujeres porque como mujeres siempre nos ha ayudado bastante los temas de diferentes. Solamente gracias.
Ujú.
Gracias, Ilsa. She's saying she's very excited about the dream of Casa Alegría, the House of Hope, and all of the components they wish to put into it and how to share it with this dream with the women that they all work with. Each one of these women has their own circle of women that they gather. And so their own circle that they wish to share this with. So, Baudilia, ¿quieres compartir algo?
Sí, buenas tardes a todos, lo que está escuchando la Casa Alegría y lo que va a apoyar Casa Alegría. Nosotros estamos muy felices de tener esas casas porque aquí en la comunidad muchas mujeres están sufriendo violencia. Muchas mujeres sufren con su esposo, con su hijo. No hay dónde ir a ahogar sus cosas o a hablar un poco. Eso es lo que queremos, la Casa Alegría, tener todo, tener un poco de sustento de ellos. Eso es lo que queremos aquí en la comunidad. Gracias por el tiempo, gracias a lo que van a ver ese video.
Gracias, Baudilia. So she's saying good afternoon to everyone who's here listening. And she's saying the Casa Alegria is an incredible, just offering to the community. And it's meant more than anything to help women who are suffering from violence and their children, because many women there suffer from violence and don't have a place to go. And so that is the root problem that they wanted to address with the Casa Alegría. Baudilia o alguien quieren decir un poco más al respecto de porque no le están, ¿por qué están llamando este sueño la Casa Alegría? Well, I'm asking them why. I mean, they're speaking about, wanting to address a very serious problem, but I'm asking them why they have chosen to call it House of Joy.
Solo para agregar que ¿por qué queremos tener la Casa Alegría? Porque queremos tener ese espacio para nosotras, para hacer lo que queremos hacer ahí, bailar, platicar, hacer cosas bonitas, porque eso es lo que necesitamos aquí en nuestras comunidades. Entonces eso es lo que queremos hacer y estamos soñando que esa casa va a estar muy bonita, llena de flores, llenas de cosas, dibujos y todo. Entonces, eso es lo que queremos hacer.
So this is Miriam. I've known her for 13 years. She's been at the beginning of everything. So what she's saying, she wanted to add something here about Casa de la Alegría, that it's a place also for all of them to do what they want to do and what they've been dreaming of doing, a place where they can come together and dance and sing and bring their dreams there. And they would like it to be just beautiful, full of flowers and joy and just this beautiful offering to other women. There's no place like this in their communities, no collective place for women to gather.
No, it sounds absolutely amazing. Do any of them wish to share what being in circle and leading their circles has been like for them?
Tera está preguntando, le encanta, ¿no? Escucharles, es muy conmovedor para ella y para mí, como siempre. Está preguntando si alguien quiere compartir un poco sobre cómo es de estar en un círculo de mujeres, ¿qué les ha llevado en su vida esta experiencia de poder estar en círculo con otras mujeres?
Buenas tardes, señor. Mucho gusto de poder verla.
Hola.
Pues estar en el círculo de mujeres es muy bonito porque tiene uno muchas experiencias de las demás personas. Además nos ayuda en nuestra vida, nos ayuda a poder hablar, desahogarnos. Entonces eso nos ayuda bastante a nosotros como mujeres, ya que aquí en la comunidad eso no hay. Entonces estar en el círculo nos hace sentir alegres y felices por estar compartiendo con las demás mujeres.
Gracias, Aurelia. This is Aurelia, and she's just about to give birth.
Congratulations.
Felicidades, está diciendo Aurelia por tu bebé, que está ahí listo casi, creo. So she was saying that being in circle is just incredible because you get to listen to other women's experiences and learn from it. And it's also a space where you can just release so much. You can just share your own, what you yourself are going through, and just release it there and let it go and have it be held. And that there's no other place like that, where there's no place for them to go for that, other than this circle, these spaces that they are creating. And it just feels so joyful to be able to get together between women that way.
Do they find themselves feeling stronger and more confident when they're in circle or having been in circle? Improve their lives.
Está preguntando si se sienten más fuertes, más en sus vidas, su palabra, su ser, si se sienten más fuertes por haber participado en círculos. ¿Qué ha cambiado?
Todas, todas contestaron al unísono, así.
Everyone said at the
Sí.
same time, yes, we feel stronger. ¿Alguien quiere hablar un poco cómo ha cambiado su
¿Alguien?
vida?
Doña Tere.
Buenas tardes, señor Ana María. Buenas tardes a todos los que nos están viendo ahí. Sí, hemos sentido fuerte, valiosa, porque por el apoyo de ustedes que nos han dado. También hemos compartido, por ejemplo, hemos compartido algo con las participantes. Nos ha ayudado bastante. Solamente, Señor, gracias.
Doña Tere just spoke. Teresa, she's also been with us forever. Actually, all of these women have, but she's saying, yes, we feel so much stronger and more courageous for everything that we do and for everything that we've created together and for these spaces that you've helped us create. And also just being able to offer that to other women. Yeah, it's incredible for them to then have to replicate it and become these role models of having more voice as well.
Absolutely. I'm curious if being in nature, if they're also finding beauty and joy and strength, just being outdoors with each other in nature, and how they interact with nature. And yeah.
¿Y cómo es para ustedes? Está preguntando ahora de estar afuera, de poder estar ahí en la naturaleza. ¿Qué les lleva de estar ahí? Hola, doña Josefa.
Doña Josefa, ¿cómo se siente usted estar aquí en la naturaleza?
Bien.
¿Sol?
Buenas tardes, señor Marín.
Buenas tardes.
Aquí me siento muy bien. Aquí estamos en el círculo de mujeres, aquí en el bosquecito con los señor Sari. Nosotros estamos pensando tener una casa de alegría para enseñar cosas a las mujeres. Estamos pensando en enseñar de comadronas y vamos a enseñar para todo lo que nosotros hemos sabido y vamos a enseñar a ellas. Nos sentimos valiosas también por los que ustedes nos han enseñado.
So Doña Josefa is a midwife, a traditional midwife. So she's sharing, we feel just incredible being here in the woods, doing circle with Sadi and the other women. And she said, we're very looking forward to, very excited about putting together Casa de la Legria. And she spoke to another dream that they wish to have there, which is being able to teach other women who would like to be midwives how they can, to have this space also be a space for training young women who would like to learn how to become traditional midwives. Gracias, Doña Josefa.
Well, I see very strong, beautiful, amazing women with so much creativity and potential and wisdom. And it's such an honor to have gotten to be with you and meet you all like this. And I'm so grateful you've come on. And I hope I get to see you again at your opening and closing ceremonies next week.
Está diciendo Tera que es tan hermoso conocerlas. He escuchado mucho de ustedes que le he contado. Les ve como mujeres tan fuertes y valientes y hermosas. Y sí, les admira mucho. Está muy emocionada, espera poder conocerles más por otro día que nos podemos todas juntar.
Bienvenida.
Bienvenida a todos.
¿Otra vez?
Bienvenidas.
They're saying welcome.
Bienvenida, si vas a venir a vernos.
You're welcome if you ever want to come and visit us.
Beautiful souls, it's such an honor. Thank you so much. I hope we meet again.
Sí, está diciendo que son mujeres hermosas. Ojalá se van a encontrar otra vez un día.
Que venga a Casa Alegría.
Ajá, conocerlo
You
cuando.
have to come to Casa Legria to know what they're doing.
Yes, yes, I'll come visit the House of Joy.
Que allí se va a quedar durmiendo en Casa Alegría.
Come and sleep there. There'll be a place you can stay.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm so grateful for this time. Thank you so much.
Gracias a todas. ¿Hay algo que quieren decir de último?
¿Algo que quieran decir de último?
Señor Ana María, por apoyarnos y que nos siga apoyando.
No, gracias.
Nosotros le hacemos la invitación a la seño que nos está viendo, que nos siga apoyando y poder lograr nuestro sueño de tener Casa Alegría.
So Ilsa is saying, thank you, Anne Marie, for supporting us and yeah, to help make this dream reality. And they're saying, then Aurelia said, and to Tara, who's watching us, please support us so that we can have Casa Alegría become a reality for us.
El fuego del círculo que tuvimos hoy.
Miriam is saying, here we share with you the fire of the circle that we had today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means so much to me.
Chonte.
Tara les dijo, les conmueve mucho escuchar eso, Miriam. And then Tara, they said, thank you in Mam, which is their local language. Chante. Chante a ustedes.
Me recuerda a Ana María que chonte. Chonte, Ana María, chonte que tú, que la tierra.
Terra se llama.
She's thanking.
Gracias, Ana María, gracias a los que estuvieron con usted, escuchándonos. Ojalá que les gustó la plática, la entrevista que nos hicieron. Y muchas gracias los que están con usted, Señor. Muchísimas gracias y Dios les bendiga.
She's thanking everyone, you and I and everyone who will be watching this. And she hopes that you enjoyed meeting them and being part of their space, and may God bless you, is what she shared.
Absolutely. The same.
Chonde, Ana María. Caístiva. Quetzala que toque y señor Sadi.
Que gracias, estamos muy felices.
So she said, thank you, we're very happy, and Mom, she said.
María dijo de que gracias, nosotros estamos muy felices, los que estamos aquí en el bosquecito, estamos muy contentas de estar platicando con ustedes y fue un gusto de oír la voz de quién dijo, de Terra. Un abrazo.
They're saying how nice it's been to meet you and to share with you. A big hug to you. Un abrazo, Tara. Gracias, compañeras. Es muy lindo verlas.
Such beautiful souls. So it's so moving. You can tell I'm getting emotional here. Yes, thank you. It's been such an honor. And
do you want me to close off then with them? Mil gracias, compañeras. Vamos a, si puedes terminar la llamada, Sadi. Yo ojalá me gustaría tanto verlas muy pronto. Ojalá podemos hacer un círculo y que les puedo estar ahí. Es tan hermoso verlas. Les extraño mucho.
Nosotros también, señor.
Estamos tristes, señor. Por usted.
Bueno, gracias, Anne Marie. Gracias, Terra.
Hablamos muy pronto.
Ayuda a Gaia.
Les digo.
Adiós, digo a todos.
Adiós,
Adiós.
Adiós, señor.
Thank you. That was amazing, absolutely amazing. I can see why you were so moved and how your life has completely changed just being, I was only with him for a few minutes and I already feel like my spirit is lifted and I'm filled with hope and joy and beautiful, beautiful souls. So thank you so much for that.
They're beautiful, beautiful beings.
Before we close out, I want to make sure we share that there is a link to sign up for these events. And if you could share that link with us, and we'll also put it on our webpage, of course. Do you happen to know it by heart or?
For the event, I will send, it's Buena Semilla, maybe buena-semilla.org I offer you my heart.
Yes, yes, beautiful. And you can sign up there to participate in the live events, as well as receive the email for the different speakers. And one of those speakers will be our own Kathleen. She is the, well, she does so many things. It's hard to give her just one title, but she's our creative community engagement coordinator. And I know she's looking forward very much to be on your show and just furthering that connection and hoping to build on that, just the beauty of your circles and combining them with the energy and the beauty of our circles and seeing where that could go.
Yeah, pretty amazing. We're really looking forward to having Kathleen come on and speak into the unheard voices that you are tapping into as Tree Sisters, which include the trees, which is so incredible.
Yes. Absolutely, yes. And I know that big creativity will be in that conversation for sure. And I'm you know, the women there, you say, have so many arts and crafts and singing, and there's just so much. That could be an entire other conversation that we could record about the beauty of the art that exists there as well. So yeah, thank you so much again. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor. And we look forward to your events next week and continuing to just carry that energy of unity and reciprocity and the power of being together and being women.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tara. I'm so thankful for this conversation and knowing you and all the work that you do at Tree Sisters. So
thank you. It just means my honor. Thank you for bringing this to us and letting it be a part of our lives.
yeah.
Thank you.
It needs to be shared, so I can't keep it. It's a gift to the world, just the beauty of these women. So yeah, and they will be part also. I will have an offering. One of the videos that I will share will be them speaking as well. So you'll see them again if you join us.
Yes, oh, absolutely. Yes. It is I believe it's 4 p.m. Yes, the opening ceremony is 4 p.m. Pacific time. That will probably, that's 7 p.m. where I am on the East Coast. So that's midnight in the UK, but there is a replay also available for those.
Yes, we will make replays available.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, Tara.